Have you ever listened to a guided past life regression meditation online, maybe even several different ones, and wondered, why isn't this working for me? Maybe you didn't see anything, maybe you fell asleep, maybe you experienced something but didn't quite seem to connect to what you're struggling with in your life that day. Or maybe you didn't have an interesting experience, but fear, relationship pattern, emotional pain, or trauma you were hoping to understand still feels exactly the same. If you've experienced that and want to know something, it doesn't necessarily mean that regression doesn't work for you. It doesn't mean that you're bad at hypnosis or meditation. It may simply mean that you're trying to fit your unique soul journey into a one-size-fits-all experience. And that's really what I'm going to talk to you about today. First, I want to be very clear about something. I'm not saying that guided meditations don't work. I actually create guided meditations myself, and I have them available on my channel. If you want to give me a follow and a like, you'll find those later. Guided meditations can be wonderful tools. They can help you relax. They can help you become more familiar with your inner world. They can help you practice visualization. They can help you connect with your intuition and your emotions, your higher self, whatever spiritual framework resonates with you. And group regression experiences can also be very meaningful. I've had many beautiful group meditation experiences myself. There is absolutely value in all of those experiences. The difference is personalization. A guided meditation is created to be useful to many people. And that's exactly what makes it one size fits all. The meditation doesn't know your personal history. It doesn't know what happened to you in your childhood. It doesn't know your relationship that you're struggling with. It doesn't know the fear that you're carrying. It doesn't know the pattern that keeps repeating in your life. And it certainly doesn't know what your higher self wants you to know and understand right now. Think about it this way. Imagine that you're standing at the entrance to a huge library. A guided meditation might say, let's walk into the library and see what book appears for you. And that's beautiful, and you may discover something meaningful. But now imagine that you sit down with someone one-on-one who can actually talk to you about your experience. You can say, this keeps happening in my relationships. I have a strange fear that I've never understood. I've always felt connected to this particular place. I keep having this reoccurring dream. I feel like I've carried this emotion my entire life. Lots of questions that are particular to you, and instead of simply asking you to follow a predetermined visualization, we can explore, what does your subconscious or higher self want to show you about this? That's a completely different experience. One of the things that I love about QHHT and BQH, which are two of the modalities that I use, is that I don't have to decide in advance what you're going to experience. I don't have to tell you, today we're going to see a past life, or today we're going to find the source of your trauma, or this particular thing may be caused by a past life. Instead, we can approach the session with curiosity. We allow your own subconscious mind or higher self or your oversoul, whatever terminology resonates with you, to reveal what is relevant. And that could be a past life experience. It could be something from your present life. It could be a symbolic experience or an emotion, a memory. It could be something that you don't understand immediately, or it could be something completely unexpected. We don't have to decide beforehand. We follow the experience and let it unfold the way it needs to and the way it's meant to for you. We just follow along. This is where I think personalized regression can become especially valuable. Let's say you're experiencing a fear of abandonment. A generic meditation might guide you toward a beautiful past life visualization. You might see yourself somewhere in another time period. You might meet another person. You might experience a relationship. And all of that can be fascinating, but a one-on-one session can ask, why are you being shown this particular experience? How does this relate to what you're experiencing right now? Is there something that you're meant to understand around this? Is there something you're ready to release? Why is this coming up and forward at this point of your life? Those questions can make a tremendous difference, because we're not simply interested in having a past life experience. We're interested in understanding what that experience may have to do with you and with your life that you're living right now. I believe that every soul has a unique history. You have experiences from this lifetime that no one else has had. And if you believe in past lives, then you may also have experiences from other lifetimes that are uniquely yours. You have your own relationships, your own lessons, patterns, emotional imprints, your own gifts, your own challenges, and your own reason for being here. I sometimes describe that as your soul imprint. And because that imprint is unique to you, what your higher self wants you to know may be also completely different from what someone else's higher self wants them to know. That's why I don't believe that there is a universal past life story that everybody needs to uncover. Let's say two people come to me because they're struggling with relationships. On the surface, it sounds like the same problem, but their underlying experiences could be completely different. One person may discover an experience from childhood that shaped their beliefs around love. Another may experience a past life relationship that seems connected to a pattern they're repeating today. Another may discover that the biggest issue isn't abandonment at all, but it's their own beliefs about self-worth. Another may experience something symbolic rather than literal. And another may discover something that neither they nor I could have anticipated. Same presenting problem, completely different journey. That's why the individual session matters. This is also one reason why I work with more than one modality. My work includes QHHT, BQH, and spirit release at this time. And I don't view them as competing systems. They're different tools, and not every person needs every tool. Sometimes a client may benefit from exploring past life experiences. Sometimes the focus is more about the present life. Sometimes it's a mix of both, or there may be an energetic component that the client wants to explore through spirit release. And if you've had an experience that didn't seem to address the thing that you're hoping to heal, that doesn't necessarily mean the experience was meaningless. It may simply mean that the meditation wasn't specifically designed around your individual history and the questions you're carrying. A general meditation can open a door. A personalized session gives you the opportunity to ask, which door is mine? And then, why does my higher self want me to walk through it? And this is why I'll continue to create the guided meditations, because I believe they have value. You can use them to practice. You can use them for relaxation. You can use them to connect with your inner world. You can use them between sessions, and sometimes meditation may unexpectedly bring something forward that you didn't know was there. That's wonderful. But there is a difference between exploring something on your own and having someone sit with you and follow the specific experience that arises for you in that moment. One isn't necessarily better in every circumstance. They're simply different. A guided meditation says, come with me on this journey. And a personalized regression says, let's discover where your journey wants you to go. And ultimately, I don't think the goal of past life regression should simply be, I want to see who I was. That's certainly something many people are curious about, but I think the deeper questions are, why am I being shown this? What does this have to do with my life today? What am I supposed to understand or release? What am I being invited to see differently? And perhaps most importantly, why does my higher self want me to know that right now? Because discovering an interesting past life is one thing. Understanding how that experience relates to you and who you are today is something else entirely. So if you've tried a past life regression meditation before, or several of them, and didn't get the results you were looking for, please don't assume that you did something wrong. You may simply need an experience that is more personalized to you. Your history is different. Your present life is different. Your soul imprint is different. Your questions are different, and your journey is different. That's why I believe every one-on-one session should be different too. And they really are. When I work with someone through QHHT, BQH, Spirit Release, I don't want to give you my answers. I want to help create the space for your answers to emerge, because ultimately your higher self knows things about your journey that I never could. And the most meaningful part of this work may not be discovering who you were in another lifetime. It may be discovering why you're here right now. So if you've ever felt like a one-size-fits-all approach didn't quite fit for you, maybe that's because you were never meant to fit into someone else's journey. Your soul has its own story, and sometimes the most powerful thing we can do is simply slow down, go inward, and ask, what does my soul want me to know? I'm Heather Tucker, and if you'd like to explore that question through a personalized session of your own, you can find the information in the links below. Your journey is uniquely yours, and your healing journey can be too. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up and a follow if you're not following me. Thanks and have a great day.